Hi, I'm Jessica Salaji, publisher of thegeorgiavirtue.com. We're so excited to offer a compilation of videos this election season. The TGV Candidate Spotlight Series is an independent video feature produced with one goal in mind: providing voters with as much information as possible before they head to the polls. There's no agenda, we don't make endorsements, and we aren't beholden to any giant media corporation. The series is produced thanks to our advertisers and the generous donations made to the TGV Sunlight Fund and communities we cover. We extended an offer to all of the candidates seeking office this year, and to ensure the integrity of the questions and in fairness to all the opponents, every interview was recorded prior to the release of the videos in that race. For that reason, candidates who did not agree to an interview prior to the air date for their race will not be featured in this series. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, you can find more content on this election cycle and much, much more on thegeorgiavirtue.com.
There's never been a better time to upgrade at Franklin Toyota. Hurry in and save big on our entire inventory of your favorite new Toyotas. All marked with the honest, transparent, and upfront pricing you've come to expect from Franklin. The price you see is the price you pay. No gimmicks and no games. Get it fast, get it fair, get it forever. That's the Franklin guarantee, because at Franklin, we're here for you. Visit us on Commerce Drive in Statesboro or shop our complete inventory online at franklintoyota.com.
Today we are chatting with Toby Conner, who is a candidate for Bulloch County Commission in District 2, Seat B. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Could you just start off by telling us a little bit about you, your ties to Bulloch County, your background and things like that?
Sure. I'm born and raised Bulloch County. We went to Southeast Bulloch High School, graduated in 2003 from Southeast Bulloch. Got married in 2009 to my wife, Kelsey Conner. I've got a beautiful 8-year-old son and a beautiful little 2-year-old daughter. This county has always been here for me, the people in it, through all my life and my endeavors growing up here. I have left and went to the port and worked, and now I'm back home in Bulloch County farming full-time with my youngest brother and my father. We have had an extremely blessed life here. We've been lucky enough to live on the same piece of dirt for generations now, and we are a blessed bunch of people for sure.
It's a wild time to enter the political arena. So what is drawing you to it right now? Why are you running?
You know, every great county and every great country, every great state, you know, has been led by great men and women, and they have that leadership has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Well, if our generation don't step up and try to at least fill the shoes of what's been handed down to us, then there's not going to be nothing left for my son or anybody else's child. You know, so that's really the main goal. You know, to really preserve what we have in this county, protect it. Live by it, trust it, you know, and you know, I want the good Lord's hand. You know, of course, had a big dealing with us doing it, and we are blessed people, and we're going to continue to be blessed whether we pull this off or not. So, but it's really just filling shoes, filling the leadership, the great men that have walked in these places before me and done the best they could.
What do you feel like are the 3 most pressing issues facing Bulloch County right now?
Well, growth, for sure. Growth. How do we keep a county that loves their small town atmosphere? They love their farmers. They love everything about it. They love knowing everybody, and create more jobs, create better infrastructure. You know, how do we do that? How do we juggle all the 3 of these things? Well, we don't at one time. We take it one little bit at a time, just long and long. And we'll tackle one problem at a time. And as we do that, and as we work together to do that, a lot of great men, a lot of great women is going to have to step up to get a lot of this done. The infrastructure is definitely one of the ones that we have to work on. We are definitely behind. Our rate of growth has caused us, nobody's fault, but it has put us in a bind, making our county employees happy. And they need to be happy. They work hard just like any other man does. You know, keeping big business, drawing more big business. That's what we want. We want to produce jobs here. We don't want our people having to leave and go to work. We want them to work in the same county. And then how do we keep our small town together? How do we make it a small town, homely place? By keeping our farmers, keeping our development, keeping all these things that we have, that we've learned, that we've grew up with, that we've learned about, that we all cherish about Bulloch County. And you know, we're going to work at it. These are the real most pressing things to me. And we got to get together. You know, we'll get together with good people and people of all walks of life, and we'll hash it out and we'll figure it out. And we're gonna do that. I promise. That's one thing I promise you we will do.
So you've touched on a couple things there, but specifically, planning and zoning is something that is probably one of the most contentious issues when, you know, it goes before the commissioners, because you've got people with opinions, you've got recommendations from county employees, then you've got recommendations from the zoning commission. So what is going to be your approach to that? Like, how will you weigh decisions and because at the same time we have a property rights issue, what people doing what they want with their land. So how do you plan to balance all of that and approach zoning decisions that come before you on the commission?
Well, first of all, with a lot of prayer. And that should be, you know, that's all of our things. Before we make any decision, we should really, you know, get down and think, ask God what he has planned for us. Why is he putting this on us? Second of all, really and truly, it's really needs to be, you need to get out. We need to get out, and where this planning and zoning problems are at, we need to get there. We need to go talk to people around it. We need to figure out, be transparent, let people see you. Figure out how is it going to affect everyone around it? How do they feel? And just being the voice for the people where it involves the people. We're trying to make a job harder than what it is. We can really go and find the people around whatever area that is going to affect. And we talk with them. We let them work it out, because if they're happy with it, then we don't have any issues. And you know, if they're not happy with it, then we've got to sit down. We got to hash it out. We got to figure out why they're not going to be happy with it. What do they think's going on? Because a lot of things they're not happy with it's just really misleading. They get misleading information. They get all these other things, what's going to happen, and none of that ever really pans out. So, you know, really just getting out in the community, finding out where these problems are taking place at, and get around, get ahead of it. You know, talk to everybody about it before it comes to the board, and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, and you know, you get it handled before then.
You also talked about employees, and one of the issues right now, I think that was just recently presented to commissioners, was retirement and benefits and those types of things for employees. And you know, they're advocating for a defined benefit, which is costly for taxpayers, but they argue that it's, you know, a retention, a recruitment, all these things about how to attract quality employees.
Correct.
How do you, that's another balancing question. How do you?
It is, and with all this, you know, growth doesn't come without higher taxes. You know, I hate to say that, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't. You cannot have growth without EMS, fire, sheriff's office, county employees. All these things come with growth. The issue is how to regulate it to where it all goes together. Okay? Well, the benefits and the packages that they're proposing, they're great packages. We have dealt with these same issues before, years ago, with some of the port employees. They're great packages. Every man ought to go to work, put in his time, and then when it's time for him to retire, to be able to retire comfortably, especially men and women that are putting their life on the line for us. We need to work on this issue. This is an issue that cannot be held back. It's an issue that needs to be taken care of abruptly, very quickly, and there's no turning back from it. With the growth, we have to take care of our people in the county, our main infrastructure. We have to. That is hands down the only right thing to do and the only fair thing to do.
When you talk about kind of the services that are provided to Bulloch County taxpayers, we do have a fairly decent tax rate right now. Like they're not terribly high. I'm sure everyone would always want them to be lower, but they're not. They're reasonable. Do you feel like taxpayers are getting a good return on their investment for what they're paying in and the services that are providing right now, or could we be spending money elsewhere or maybe spending less money in some places? Are there any financial issues that you'd like to at least discuss having a different approach to?
You know, I'm sure I feel very sure there's places that we're spending money that we could be putting somewhere else. I'm very sure of that. You know, I couldn't honestly tell you that. I haven't been invited to the budget meetings, nor do I have hard numbers on it. And that's to be expected, and that's no problem. But I'm sure we're giving money places that we need to be giving to other places. You know, we've really got to prioritize things. One, what are we paying on our taxes? Are we overbearing with our taxes? Two, are our taxes covering what it needs to be covered? Because every day until something happens, we can complain about taxes. But when we need fire, EMS, county roads, paved, all these other things that go along with it, you know, we've got to step back and we've got to look, because you don't want them until you need them. And you know, that's one of the things that all Bulloch Countyans need to look at, you know. And we are very fair with our tax rate. I feel sure of that. We are very fair. But it grows, you know, we're behind in things. So the thing is, how do we try to keep our taxes down, or at least the same level, and not cut our spending, but maybe use our spending in the right places? So, you know, I think we're going to look at that. That's one of the main things we need to dig into. And we've already had a couple of conversations over that with the sheriff and other things like that. And you know, we're working at it. We already have things and schemes set up that we are willing to talk with the other commissioners about, to jump into the job and to attack it head on. But yes, that 100%. Our taxes it needs to be fair. We don't need to be a rich county. We need to be rich in what we provide. You know, we need to be rich in all these other things. You know, we need just what we need to work with.
Can you just explain a little bit more deeper into how you view the job of a county commissioner? Because I think people have different views, and
right.
They need to elect the person that matches the same, I guess, ideology and what they should be doing, or you will be doing for them.
Right.
So,
to me, the job of a county commissioner is just an elected person, elected spokesperson, to handle the county's business. And you know, you don't go off and you don't make decisions without at least getting out and visiting with the people, asking them what they think about issues, and always, always, always. You may not make the right decision, but as long as they always say, if they always say, well, I know Toby Conner thought he was making the best decision, I'm happy with that. Because you're never going to make everybody the right decision, but you want to make sure that they have an input in it. Mm-hmm. You know, we're here for the people of Bulloch County. It's their money. It is their money. It is their livelihood. It's their children. It's their everything. It's their county. We just happen to be ones lucky enough that get to speak in place of them.
Is there anything else you would like to mention before we wrap up, so that people would know that about you before they head to the polls? Is there anything you want them to know about Toby Conner?
If there's one thing I want everybody to know about Toby Conner, is I'm a fair man. I will always be a fair man. I will always, always, always put others in front of myself. I always have. I would love for everybody in May 24th to come out and vote for Toby Conner, seat 2B, County Commissioner. Thank y'all.
And one more thing, if they want to reach out to you or learn more about you, where can they do that, or how can they? Are you on Facebook, social media?
I have a Facebook page. It's Toby Conner for Commissioner. You can get there. You can message me off of there, or you can leave it on my Facebook page. I check it every day. I'm normally around. A lot of people have my phone number. I'm more than willing for you to call me. I'm sure it's easy to get. And if you know any questions, anything that may come up, any shadow of a doubt, this is the decision that needs to be weighed very carefully. My opponents I feel are very smart people. I think they're very great people. But it's a decision that has to be weighed in the county, for the whole county, not just for one area of the county, what is best for the entire county. And that's about it.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck to you between now and May 24th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Jessica.